Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG World 2019. Thank you so much for being here. Henry, Manchester, Tablemon, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, as well as everyone else who's live with me. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like, it really helps out the channel. And so we are going to Tablemon, thank you so much for the bits. We're going to an expanded challenge tonight. You need a first or second place to get a third place monkey off your back and get more points for the quarter. I wish you the best of luck, Tablemon. What are you going to be playing at the challenge? So yeah guys, we are playing more expanded as well as we head into Portland. And so today we are featuring TREVENANT, a deck that has been talked about quite a bit because since the last expanded tournament, this little friend, the Tablemon promo, did come out, which in combination with Dimension Valley, you can use the attack magical swap to move any damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon to their other Pokemon in any way you like, right? So the whole idea behind TREVENANT is not only to have Force Curse active and therefore denying your opponent's items throughout the whole game, but Tree Slam dealing 60 damage and then 20 damage spread to the bench, and also Silent Fear placing 3 damage counters to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Basically, it's a party of damage counters that is also added by Necrozma's Black Ray GX attack, dealing 100 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon GX and Pokemon EX. So it's damage counters galore, and then you can move them around with Tablemon or choose to use Espeon EX's Miraculous Shine in order to devolve your opponent's Pokemon and take prizes that way. So a lot of maths involved in this deck. However, I did want to try it out because the Tablemon promo seems pretty good. Double Tablemon GX for support, and then we have 4 Ents, 2 Cynthia, 1 Sycamore, 1 Kuzma, and 4 Versus Seekers for our supporters. We do have 4 Mysterious Treasure, which is also something new that this deck gained. We have double Ultra Ball and then a single Nest Ball. We have 4 Rescue Scarves so that our TREVENANTs just keep coming back into our hand and we can keep utilizing them. And then we have 4 Enhanced Hammer to delay our opponent's Pokemon. We have double Counter Catcher to also delay our opponent's strategy, and then we have of course the Dimension Valley, where each psychic Pokemon's attacks, both ours and our opponents, will cost 1 colorless less. This makes it so that you can Scythe Wave, you can Magical Swap for a single psychic, and you can Black Ray GX for 2 colorless energies, aka a DCE that we have right here. So a single DCE, 5 basic, 5 psychic, and 4 mystery energy round out the deck. And so let's see what we can do with TREVENANT in the expanded ladder. As you can see, for today I have prepared Greninja and Blastoise as well. So those are options. I probably won't have time to showcase both of them. However, we will be using TREVENANT first, and then we'll see what else. Okay. So we start the Lele. All we need to do, basically, thanks to the Mystery Energy and the Dimension Valley, is find a Phantom so that we can start the lock. And it seems as though we are up against a control deck of sorts due to the Counter Catcher and the Crushing Hammer, the Dark Energy. So we're probably up against Sable Garb, I'd imagine. Probably up against that. Henry, what do I think about Greninja Break with Shrine of Punishment? Honestly, I don't think, Greninja is not a deck that needs extra damage output, right? It's not a deck that needs extra damage output with the Shrine of Punishment. It's actually a deck that that needs to set up. Once it sets up, very little stops the deck, but if you don't get to that point, then even extra damage from Shrine of Punishment will not matter. Like, any game where you're fully set up and you have the Shrine of Punishment, that means you're going to win faster, right? But Shrine of Punishment won't make you win more games. And I think that's something super important to consider when deck building. Are the cards you are playing allowing you to win more, or are they making it so you win faster? And I feel like Shrine of Punishment would be a card in Greninja that makes you win faster rather than more, right? It's not a tool that the deck really needs to do well, you know? Okay, so we get red carded on turn 1. I feel like my opponent would have gained a lot more. If he doesn't have a tool card, he would have gained a lot more by just attaching a tool card to the Trubbish off of that order pad head flip. I feel like that was a bit greedy on my opponent's side. And we're gonna lose our super out, but as long as we find an energy, which we don't. Oh boy. I needed one energy to get going. Literally just one energy to get going. Any energy would have been fine. I Ascension, and then we are completely safe from all the shenanigans. My opponent goes for the junk hunt, so clearly doesn't have too much going on himself, so we're gonna have another chance at getting that energy, and of course it's the next card. Of course it would be the next card here. Thing is, like, we would already be spreading, you know? It would already probably be spreading. Sycamoring all of this away doesn't seem great. My opponent is not dedicated to taking price cards, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and Mysterious Treasure for a Lele. And then with the Lele, I'm going to end my opponent. I don't want to lose all these resources here. Well, I guess my opponent just grabbed 2 items, and we also know that he doesn't have a great hand. So Cynthia is probably better here than N. No need to give our opponent a better hand. We get a pretty bad one ourselves, honestly. And because we can't do much after we lock my opponent. But yeah, we'll just Ascension and we'll be in top deck mode, but not letting my opponent do anything. Okay, so my opponent can't play that red card, can't play the order pad. Honestly, I wouldn't mind the red card at this point. He can Confuse Ray. I think that's what you would go for eventually. You would go for a Confuse Ray. Gets back the Crushing Hammer and the Ultra Ball. So I guess waiting for perhaps a Guzma top deck. I get the TREVENANT top deck. So I'm probably gonna have to flip through Confusion, but that's okay, I'd say. It's not the ideal, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. Okay. So we get End, that's completely fine. That is completely fine. Okay, so we are immediately confused. We are in fact immediately confused. Honestly, I just need to flip heads a couple of times here. Literally a couple of times. Now just once more, and then we'll win the game. Okay, so my opponent Lysanders our Tapu Lele. That could spell trouble for sure. could definitely spell trouble for us. We'll go for a crushing hammer, tails flip though. That's pretty good. The next one, assuming heads. Yep, there's the heads. I mean, this is not the end of the world. As long as we can keep finding more energy, we should be fine. Right? As long as we keep finding more energy, we should be fine. And what's my opponent's last card? Honestly, don't know, but he's gonna get back the double crushing hammer here, I would assume. Yeah, there's the double crushing. That's fine. Okay, so I probably want to thin as much as I can here. So I'll burn that. I will also burn the stadium. No, my opponent might be playing stadiums. And then, I mean, I can Guzma, right? But I don't have an energy, so I really, really would like an energy here. Yeah, so I guess I could have just Sycamore right from the beginning. It's okay. It's okay. So I do find... I even find that well, I mean, the energy lets me KO the Sableye, right? But I don't want to let him play anything. And I'm not going to use the DC for anything else. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make it impossible for him to play those two crushing hammers that he has in his hand. We're gonna get delinquented. Oh my gosh. We are in fact going to get delinquented. So losing that stadium now, not looking like the best idea. We're gonna get confused. No. Not quite. We are going to draw an N. And because I really need a stadium to keep going and to take two prizes here, I did play the N. I did give my opponent more options. However, I did not find one myself. So not looking great. Not looking great for us. Because then we have confusion to deal with. My opponent finds a Team Flare Grunt. Oh geez. Yep, there's a Confused Ray, flips tails, that's good. Okay, so next card, yet again, that's twice that this has happened, where the next card is the exact card we need. So pretty ironic, we do get two prizes, and hopefully the game doesn't last too much longer. We have the Psychic to just go ahead and Tree Slam for 40 damage, or 60 rather, because I thought Sableye had resistance, it does not. Everyone simply goes for a Confused Ray, gets a head flip. But let's just try to end the game right now. Tree Slam, we flip tails, so we get 3 damage counters in return. So now if we flip another tails, we actually lose the Trevenant. We would actually, in fact, lose the Trevenant. But, I mean, it's a 50% chance to win the game. And there we go, finally. There we go. Is this my first time playing Trevenant without Wally Henry? Yes, it is. That is correct. This would be the first time that I'm playing Trevenant without Wally. It's not like this game would have made the Wally would have made a difference, but it's definitely missed sometimes. And the boss, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today? So we have to call the coin flip. We do win the coin flip, which is awesome. So let's click to go first. And like, there's no chance of turn 1 item log anymore. So going first is less of an impact than before. However, and we are up against Zord. However, it just means that you are able to like have a nicer setup overall. And hello, Noe. Thank you so much for being here. Am I going to Connecticut Regionals? I don't know yet. I don't think I am, because it's in April, I think. Or when is Connecticut Regionals? When is Connecticut regionals? I'm actually not sure. Okay, so the execute start is really good for us. Really, really good for us. I mean, I even think, do I commit an energy? Yeah, let's commit an energy. Why not? And do I Mysterious Treasure? Yeah, let's Mysterious Treasure. I'll grab a third Phantom. Like, the more Phantoms you get in a game, the better, right? And then we'll end. Okay. And then I think we just pass here. Playing around a potential delinquent play in a way. If Wally was in format, we would have actually been able to get the turn 1 item lock. Okay, there's the Shaman. And we are up against Zorogarb, interestingly enough. So I'm generally not sure when Connecticut Regionals is. Maybe April? I know it's expanded, but I did really, really like the place last time around. Hartford was a really good place for the regional, so I don't know. Okay, so we get red carded on turn 1, but as long as we don't see an item like a tool card drop on the Trubbish, we are okay. Oh, but the Klefki though. The Klefki is a big deal here. Lele and Necrozma are potentially both useful. So definitely not cards I want to discard. Also not the energy, so I think the Phantom. Can I get by with Phantoms? With 3 Trevenants rather. Yeah. Okay. Not this guy. I need a Lele. And then if I'm gonna have Lele and this guy's on the bench. Oh, Connecticut is in May. Okay, so there's actually a good chance that I'll be there. Wait, what? Okay, so my other Sycamore is priced here. I'm definitely attaching. I don't think I'm playing either of these 2 cards though. So we're not really looking for anything specifically, but at least this fully stops item card. So our Trevenant is definitely not getting attacked this turn at the very least. So my opponent simply Cold Resist for 8. That's a pretty good deal. Okay, my opponent passes, so he already has the Garb, however, and the Klefki. So Klefki has 70 HP. He has 2 turns to be able to prevent that. I really need Rescue Scarves here. I really need Rescue Scarves. So I don't know why my opponent passed. I don't know if his hand is good or not, but it is 7 cards, so I would rather have him at 6 randoms. And this is beautiful. The Rescue Scarf is actually beautiful. I'm only gonna attach one of them though, for now. And we're gonna Silent Fear. We're gonna take a first prize card. The fact that we take a prize card is actually bad, because that means counter catchers are not working anymore for us. And Carl, you figured out what you're playing all year in Expanded. What is that? What will you be playing all year in Expanded? Okay, so not being able to bench a Trevenant is actually really sad, because that means we won't have another turn of spread here. Need to get a propagation trade for my opponent. So yeah, we are in a little bit of trouble, just a tiny, teeny little bit of trouble. There's a righteous beating. Okay. I mean, we have to promote this guy, right? And then we do find that TCE could have been useful. Okay, so I think I actually evolved the bench here. And then I rescue Scarf the active. And I'll attach energy to this guy. I'll play the stadium. And I mean, I'm definitely losing the Phantom here. So I'm just gonna Ascension. And then next turn I'm gonna end. Plus drop the TREVENANT pieces. Right? And hopefully find one of my 4 enhanced hammers whilst having him at 4 cards. Yeah. Meloetta from Breakthrough with a bunch of psychic attackers. Okay. I have no idea what Meloetta does. And thank you so much for the follow, Crazy Diamond. John, you have to work a convention in Portland next week, but if you were going to play Portland Regionals, TREVENANT deck would be the deck you'd play. Yeah, TREVENANT deck is... TREVENANT Break is a pretty solid deck, I would say. Definitely a pretty solid deck. Okay. So my opponent goes full propagation here. And Pedro, thank you so much for the host. Very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much for the host. Oh my gosh. The timing of the guard, the Klefki, the field blower to remove both my stadium and my rescue scarf. Jeez, this is really bad. Thank you so much for the host, Pedro. Thank you so much for the host. And yeah, Zorg is definitely putting us in a bit of trouble here. A tiny, teeny little bit of trouble. And by that I mean a lot of trouble. Probably should not have played the stadium down, I guess. So let's evolve. And then I think I do need to attach the energy. I'll bench the Lele to thin and then I'm gonna play the end. But my opponent already has double trade. My opponent already has double trade, which is never a good thing. I can't get another TREVENANT set up, which is nice. And then I get Mysterious Treasure for the TREVENANT, that way I have a chance to spread next turn. I do have a stadium priced, which is also not great. And Talon Fear. It one goes Zorg for Psychic Fighting. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. It's actually pretty decent. Do I run Weakness Policy? No, I do not, Squirrely Man. I, in fact, do not run Weakness Policy. Okay, so no more Ability Lock here for my opponent. Right? No more Ability Lock. But this is gonna be difficult. And Fenstar, thank you so much for the follow. The opponent does bench with Skyfield more Pokemon. And so, is there merit to rearranging damage counters? My opponent just goes for the Cold Rest. He really needs / wants the DC. And you definitely expect him to get it here, yeah. Oh, and he has a second Klefki. Oh my god. How in the world does he have a second Klefki? Jeez. Yeah, this is really bad, guys. This is actually really bad. Okay, so... I mean, we want to keep the item lock, I guess. We're gonna end again. Okay, so this is good. Triple Zorg is bad though. Triple Zorg is really bad. We need an amazing end. This is kind of an amazing end. Right? Kind of. Like, sure, I get a turn of spreading. But yeah, with like, because I replaced the stadium, he actually is able to discard, yeah, the Shaman, which would have been an easy-ish prize. Discard the end. The Berserker gives me flexibility. This is my last Trevenant. This is my last, absolute last Trevenant. And with triple trade, you definitely expect my opponent to get what he needs, and I certainly don't have enough damage counters to make Tabulele's magical swap good enough. I have 270, no, I have 90, 180, 270, 330, 360, 390, so not even enough to KO 2 Zorks. Yeah, not even enough to KO 2 Zorks. What I can't do, however, is KO the other 3 things with the Shrine and leave everything to be knocked out by an Espion EX. That could be the plan. Yeah, Tamadorm is definitely not. Gascan is definitely not an easy deck to play. Okay, so my opponent has a huge hand. What are the odds that he doesn't have a stadium, or, well, A, an energy, B, a stadium? Well, there goes the Klefki, so there's a TCE, there's a blower, removing my stadium, double blower, double Klefki for my opponent. Special charge, also recovering the energy. So to say we're in trouble would be an understatement. Now I need to find my last stadium plus an energy to rearrange the damage counters. And yeah, there's just pretty much no way. Yeah, this is really bad. I don't think we're winning this by any means. I definitely don't think we are winning this one here. You think it steamrolls everything else in expanded? I mean, having a bad matchup against Zorg is never a good thing though, right? Having a bad matchup against Zorg is never ever a good thing. Ever. Okay. Do we have Espioniacs? We do. We do have Espioniacs. I'm pretty sure my opponent is just gonna fill up his bench, Guzma KO my Tapulele, but we're still gonna try, right? We are still going to try. We do get the Dimension Valley, but we do not get an energy. We actually had the tool cards to potentially win the game. With the Dimension Valley, I could rearrange damage counters to where I leave everything with 6 and KO the Garb. And so I take a prize. And then next turn I go Espioniacs, Miraculous Shine, Miraculous Shrine or Shine. Miraculous Shine, and then devolve everything for 4 prizes. But unfortunately, that's just not the case here. So yeah, Trevenant definitely struggles against Zohar decks. The one time I played Trevenant at a regional, all my losses were to Zork. I thought I had a no-game matchup against it, but honestly, it's just not great. And it feels like they never whiff, right? With trades, like even though you have them under item lock, they can just keep KOing you, and you end up missing the enhanced hammers more so than them the energy or whatnot. So yeah. For a first time expanded deck, what would I recommend, Squirrely Man? Dimension Valley? No, I won't play that. Granger Break I think could be a good idea, since you mentioned you've played it before. Oh my gosh, what is this hand? What even is this hand? I'm just gonna pass. If I lose to Hypnotoxic Stadium DC, then so be it. There's one piece. Whoops. Stadium or Fighting Fury Belt gets my opponent the win here. Or there's a Viper. Yeah, there's a Viper. There's a Viper gets in the win. Okay, so that's the game, right? Because we have 50 HP. Yeah, we have 50 HP. So that's the game. I mean, with that hand, even if I benched anything, it would have just been to delay the game. There was no coming back from that. So it was all about, did my opponent have it? Yes. Otherwise, no. It's all good. Why do you say sorry, Julian? Was that you? Were you using the Seismitoad Viper? Okay, I would like to go first. Oh, you just dogged me. Okay. All good, all good. It happens. It happens. My hand was really bad anyways, so I probably was not going to win that one anyways. Okay. So now we're up against another dark deck. Ah, okay. GG, Julian. GG. Okay. We're going first, so I don't need to bench anything else. We are up against the Veldal. And that's not gonna be fun. I'll discard the Lele and I'm just gonna grab the Phantom. And then I think I just passed. My hand is too good to play out. Between the Stadium and the Cynthias and the double Trevenant, it's just too good here. Hypnotoxic, it's fine. Juniper's away, 2 versus Seeker and a Lysander. Definitely can't complain with that. Plays down a Choice Band, goes for an Ultra Wall. And we should be good. Here, grabs the Lele. Okay, so let's evolve the Benched Friends. Right? And then I'm gonna attach to our benched friend. I'm gonna play the Dimension Valley and I'm gonna Cynthia. Because then I get just Ascension for no energy and that means I survive the Evil Bolt for sure. And that's all I'm gonna do apparently for my last Trevenant. My opponent has TC, he knocks out my Trevenant. If he doesn't, then we survive. That DC is gone no matter what. I would prefer him not to have the DC and he doesn't, so that's good. That is kinda good, but we'll see. I don't mind a lot of GXs on the bench because then we can do the Necrozma play. And he's only gonna hit me for, well, only. He's only gonna hit me for 80 here, right? 20 plus, oh no, he does KO me, yeah. 2 energy KOs me, whoops. Okay. So this is not looking great. I'm gonna just have this already set up and I'm gonna counter capture the other Evil Doll because it does have a retreat cost and I'm gonna end my opponent. And got a pretty okay hand because we can start our spread here. And unless my opponent has a Guzma, well, even if my opponent has a Guzma, we should be able to keep on spreading. And literally 3 spreads, and then Black Ray wins us the match. So we have that going for us. We have that going for us. Okay, my opponent simply has a DC and switches out. Oh my gosh. So that's 2 Trevenants we have lost because we haven't found the rescue scarves. I think I just need to go Sycamore here. This is honestly really really bad. DC is useless. This helps. I did not get... I did not get away to have TREVENANT break. And then sure, I get the pieces back, but it doesn't really matter. Oh my gosh. Yeah, all the dark decks. All the dark decks. I mean, what do I even do here? I end my opponent on a black ray, right? I need a turn to stabilize here a little bit. Just a teeny tiny little bit. Okay, so roll there, play that, attach there, and then we'll go N. I literally need 2 spreads. I could have had one the turn before. Okay, I get a counter catcher yet again. So please don't have it easy immediately already. Well, even if you do, just don't have a great hand, please. My opponent's deck is still pretty big. Okay, so we're 2 spreads away. 2 spreads away from... Hypnotoxic Laser, that's fine as long as we don't stay... as long as we don't stay asleep? Oh my god. Are you kidding me? 3 cards and he has the Delinquent as well. Oh my gosh. It's a second tournament break and we don't have any stadiums anymore. And we stay asleep. Oh my gosh. What even is this? The game just really wants me to like play to the worst possible scenarios every time. Okay, so 1 of each, I think it's good. And then we pass. If I could spread here, I would win the game 100%. I'm still asleep. I mean, I really want him to retreat now. That way I can Kuzma out of this stupid thing. I have no more stadiums. This is difficult. It is actually quite difficult. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I end him into the Acerola, into the DCE, into the KO. How? How? How do I do this? And I can't even spread. The Delinquent Acerola, the everything. Oh my. This is actually insane. Now he's gonna find his good guys, isn't he? No, he just finds it easy. I am speechless. I am speechless. There's always a chance, right? There's always that small probability. If you're me, they always hit that small probability. But anyways, that's gonna be all for TREVENANT. not a deck I would recommend for sure. Now it's up to you guys what you want to see. Blastoise or Greninja. Let me know in the chat. I will use either one, whichever you guys want to see. TREVENANT, I don't think we won a game. Well, we won one game. There's a lot of Dark and Expanded for sure. Yveltal's definitely not common, but that was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. There's no other way to describe it. That was in fact pretty brutal. So I'll be right back, guys. If you're watching YouTube, don't forget to leave a like for all the bad luck that we have with TREVENANT, and I will see you guys in a second.